Hey guys, welcome to the week of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. As many of you know, this Friday, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe will be releasing on Nintendo Switch. Before we get started, let me introduce us. I'm Virus, and I'm joined by Lockjaw. We're the AZBros. But yeah, this whole week, we're going to be releasing new videos discussing different aspects of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and just giving our opinion and, of course, asking for your guys' opinion on it. You know, we always like to hear from you guys. So, the first topic to begin the week of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the items in the game and how the items play, our overall thoughts on what's included and maybe what's not included. So I'll pass it over to Lockdown, let him get started. And
yeah, so first off, we know we now get 2 item slots, so that's really cool. We also had the 2 new additional items that are coming for Deluxe, which the Feather, Battle Mode exclusive, and the Boo, which you can have in Battle Mode or normal races. So yeah, the 2 new items. The Feather, I was kind of sad when I heard it was Battle Mode exclusive, but I kind of get it, I guess. There may have been certain courses or areas where it would have been hard to implement it in a way where it worked well. But I think they maybe could have done it and made it work. The Boo's really cool. It actually can avoid lightnings, I saw in a video. Obviously, it still pretty much works the same, I think, because it always avoided lightning. I think it stole the items, it made you invisible. You go through your opponent. So,
well, should we also mention really quick that the Boo's returning after being away for a while now? We were discussing this before we began recording. I believe the last appearance of Boo was in Mario Kart DS.
Yeah, it was.
And he was actually in the first game, Super Mario Kart.
Yeah.
He was in
and you know,
64.
The Feather has had a long time. We've gone a long time without seeing the Feather either. It's the last game it was in was Super Mario Kart.
Yeah, right? I was going to ask you that. Was it really the last one?
I believe so. I don't think it ever appeared again. I think they, which is funny where they scrap it for every other game, and now they're bringing it back. But it is Battle Mode exclusive, so
is it a nostalgia type of thing they're going for here?
Possibly. It was really cool to see it when I first saw it in whatever trailer it was they showed it. It was pretty cool, and I like to see the Boo back as well. So, yeah.
Let me just ask you really quick here. Are you disappointed by the that they only brought back 2 items, and one of which is Battle Mode only, and the other is... It plays kind of a smaller role. I would say the Boo in the overall game. Cool to see it back, but kind of a smaller role.
Yeah, I mean, I think we both agree it would have been nice to see fake item blocks back.
Yeah,
I think that there was a certain, while using them, you had to really think about it. And they had different properties, like, they were more just for laying down as traps.
Well,
like I was saying, because they weren't shields. They couldn't block items, so
I like it as a front running item. I saw some people talking about it at different message boards. I had actually brought it up as well. But yeah, so right now when you're in first, one of the big items you get, regardless of number of item slots, so whether it was Mario Kart 8 or now Deluxe, you got the coins. And the coins offer you no shield, no protection whatsoever. You can't throw them at people. You can't, there's nothing they can do except for give you a little bit of speed. Whereas the fake item block used to do that, but at least it gave you something to just toss behind you, maybe to discourage some of the people trying to catch up to you. And I'm still, like I said, even though it's, it wasn't in 8 originally, it actually wasn't even in 7, we should mention.
Yeah.
I'm still just shocked that they didn't bring it back, especially with Deluxe now. I mean, again, we were talking about it before, there are 23 items, so let's just make it an even number. Let's just go to 24.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and bring it back.
I'm just not sure what the problem with fake item blocks were to where they decided not to be bringing it back. I mean, was it a little too deceptive? I mean, was it just a little too cruel to set it up next to other item blocks and trick somebody? I'm not sure. I thought that was part of the strategy, right?
Yeah, that's why I like them.
There's certain areas, I think like the Donut Plains, the retro one, where there's clumps of item blocks. They're not in a straight line. So you can kind of toss one in there in the clump and definitely trick somebody.
That would have been perfect. I'm trying to figure out, because it couldn't be a coding issue. I mean, it's just the item block, and then it's turned upside down, or it's turned red or whatever. Yeah. You could throw them, which I thought was always cool. Also, they've been in just about every game except the original, and not in 7, right?
They weren't in the Super Circuit, were they?
I believe they were. I want to say
the Game Boy Advanced one, or were they?
I want to say they
were. Honestly.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't think they were.
We'll let people correct us. I'm going to say they were. You can say they're not. We'll see. We'll do our research.
I honestly
after.
Don't remember, but I don't remember them being in it because
I don't remember. But either way, it feels like they've been in the majority of games. So 64, I believe, is where they debuted. They were in DS, they were in Wii. But said not in 7. Very odd. Not in 7 and not in 8.
I mean, I'm curious why they decided to scrap the fake item block. I thought it was always a cool item, and yeah, like I said, it took there was some strategy involved for depending on where you place it, and because it wasn't a shield, there was really no point in holding on to it because it was just simply meant for that item to trip up the opponents behind you. Or you could throw it ahead and try to get somebody.
It was really a great item. Like I said, just different strategy for it. It was perfect for front running, because it wasn't giving you a shield to block, red shells and whatever.
And it was more devastating than just a banana. The banana slides you out, and then you recover quicker, I believe, and then the fake on block would tumble you. It was more effective when you hit somebody with it, or it was worse than just getting hit by a banana. So,
well, here's a question, and again, I just want to say it once again. When we ask each other the questions, we're also asking you guys, the listeners. Please share your thoughts. Maybe make a list, and at the very end, just answer all of them. But do you think it could be? It could return it via DLC in the game, or maybe not DLC. I should say like an update, maybe a free update, because
No, I think if they haven't done it, if they didn't do it for the launch, then it's probably not going to come back. I guess there's just some reason for it. You know what I mean? They've added so much other stuff, and it's like if they were going to add it, I think it would have been added at launch. Yeah. So for some reason, it's not here. Not too big of a deal. Like we said, you do get the double items now. That'll cause more items on the course, more chaos, more things to skillfully dodge and avoid, or set up for other people to get hit by. Here's something I want to bring up really quick. Have you noticed any differences in current items? For instance, I was watching a video the other day, and somebody used a star, and it almost looked like they moved faster. Remember, we complained about this.
So you're saying in Deluxe versus...
So, do certain items that are returning, like stars, act different? Have you seen any differences between it? Because I saw, like I said the other day, someone use a star in Deluxe, and it almost looked like the speed was buffed. The speed you gained from the star may have been buffed.
That was something, we
noticed
it.
It seemed really slow.
They nerfed stars pretty badly. Stars were always kind of like getting a mushroom and invincibility. I mean, they were legitimately the superstars, and in 8 they nerfed them. They nerfed them pretty bad.
I was curious if maybe you had seen anything like that, because I don't know. It was really quick. I couldn't tell for sure. There was no side-by-side comparison, but it almost looked like it moved a little faster when they had the star as opposed to in the Wii U version. I'm not sure everyone in the comment section can let us know if they've seen any differences for any items, but other than that, I haven't seen or noticed anything else. So.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to go look. I'll have to do some more research on it. I wasn't paying attention.
I saw it the other day. I'm like, they seem like they're moving possibly faster. Like maybe they buffed the star speed. But probably not.
I'd be for that, and I'm sure you would too.
I know a lot of people complained about it. I remember hearing a lot of people complain about the star being really slow, and they corrected a lot of other stuff in the game.
A lot of rebalancing and stuff from what we're seeing.
The game has
hearing.
Actually changed quite a lot, which is nice, and I wouldn't put it past them to buff the star a little bit, the speed on it. But I don't know. I saw a quick video of it. It looked like it was not a good test or anything, or a good it just real quick. So I don't know if it actually got more speed or not. But
we'll talk about.
You guys can let us know what you think if you've seen it. If you've seen the star in action, you can let us know. So.
Yeah, definitely let us know. Share your thoughts. Like we said, a few people have the game right now. We don't. It's still a few days before it's released, so right now it's all pretty much speculation. But we want to hear from you guys. We're going to get to item balance, this overall item balance. But first, let's just kind of go over the items that are in the game, and let's just kind of give our opinions on it. So you've got your standard stuff, your bananas, your shells, your mushrooms, your basic, traditional Mario Kart stuff. Again, they've pretty much all been in from the beginning. The bananas from the beginning, 2 types of shells, the mushrooms. Of course, gold mushroom came in 64, still there. The bombs, I believe those were introduced in Double Dash.
Yep.
Blue shell,
as
64.
a special for Wario and Waluigi.
Yeah.
The bombs.
So then you get your fire flowers again, but those are a little bit different than they used to be. What are your thoughts on the fire flower in 8 and Deluxe? Like how it's used. Do you like the way it's used, or would you prefer the old style? It's more
like, I mean, you can do it. You can use it skillfully and try to a few here, a few there, some behind you, some in front. But I usually just use it as a spam item, and as soon as I get it, I just launch some in front, launch some in back, clear my item slot. But now it's cool because you get 2 item slots in this game, so maybe you want to hold on to it, or you don't have to use it so frantically now, and you could use it more strategically. So once again, that having 2 item slots now is going to be extremely useful.
Yeah, it's really going to play a big role. Like we were saying before, you would get up like towards the front. And even something in the middle of the pack, and you'd just be afraid to use your banana because you knew the second you dropped it or threw it, red shell. Or if you got your circling green, it's like keep them. Keep
it was
your
so
shield.
simple
That's
before.
Not a lot of items on the track.
Yeah, you only have 1 item, and if you're in first, it's like, okay, I got coins. Okay, I finally got my shield. You hang on to it. You didn't want to ever drop it because you may not get another shield item until another couple item blocks, and then you're vulnerable to a red shell or something. So
how many? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but how many item block locations are there per lap? 3? 2 or 3?
No idea. I don't know if there's a set amount or not.
It seems like most tracks, I'm leaning towards 3. I know there's at least 2. Remember the old game, Super Mario Kart only had 1. Like 1 area it seemed like, didn't
really?
It seemed like it. Maybe I'm mistaken.
I think there should.
I know they disappeared after a while.
Yeah, there was like 1 and done, which I like that system. That was pretty cool.
But yeah, so now you get 3. So again, yeah, if you're front running, you get your banana, you get your green shells. You may pass, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9 item block locations and never use it. And so it's kind of boring at that point. It kind of becomes monotonous of just.
And it was really devastating when you miss an item. Now, if you always you may have one as backup more often. So if you do end up missing one, you may still have one if you didn't use it before. So you know what I mean? Like if you can be smart about it and always hang on to an item and make sure you have it and ready. Just having more items more often is going to help the game a lot. So.
Well, I was going to comment on the Fire Flower. I really like the way they worked in Double Dash, where it just did like that. What was it, 3 or 5 or something? Just shot out like in one burst.
The special,
kind of like the spread
special,
kind of like the spread in Contra.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it in this game. I believe once you shoot 1 fireball, it starts counting down. Correct?
It's
like a timer.
The timer starts. Yeah.
So you can't just hold on to it. So yeah, you can shoot them backwards, forwards. My only issue is that they're pretty much just a spam item. It's just you get it, spam.
It's kind of like the Crazy 8. You can use it strategically. You can try.
But how many times?
It's just so hard because people are running into your star and your bomb and blowing you up. So when I get the Crazy 8, I just use everything. Get the star, get the mushroom boost, get everything. So.
What about the boomerang? So that was in 8, and of course, all the items have returned now in Deluxe. You like the boomerang? You like how that functions? And also in regards to the double item block. Or the two slots.
Yeah, I thought the boomerang was pretty cool. It goes through enemies too. Yeah. It's always been that way, but I just mean as an item overall, it'll go through enemies, so it's nice if you got a line of your calling it people enemies, but anyway, the racers,
your opponents,
racers. If you have a line of racers in front of you, it'll go right through them and hit multiple, and it comes back to you. So,
well, go ahead and explain too how it works now that we've got the 2 item slots, because you were noticing that.
Yeah, I saw that. So if you have it, before the way it would work is if you throw it and you grab an item block, it disappears because you don't have an extra item to grab it again. But now, if you have it in your front slot, and let's say you have 3 shots, so it's fresh, you throw it, you grab another item. That item you grab will be in your front slot. The boomerang will come back and it'll be in the back slot.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But if you just kept it and you had an open slot, then the boomerang would still stay in your front, and then the other one would go. So you can kind of decide, like, do I want that item? I don't know what it's going to be, but I want it in the front, or do I want that in the back and keep my boomerang?
It's actually pretty cool the way that the boomerang kind of gets new life here because of the way that functions. I don't know.
One thing I can't remember is, and maybe you do, or maybe you've seen it, but if you have the boomerang and the item in the back, when you throw it, does it swap it, or does it keep it? I couldn't remember, and then come back to the back slot, or does it come back to the front?
Because that would be kind of cool. Yeah, if you have it in the front, you throw it, you grab an item block, it goes to the back. Then you use your mushroom, let's say, or drop a banana. Boomerang comes forward, throw it again, do it one more time. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, like
you can swap them out.
I can't remember if I've seen that or
not. I would imagine it would work that way. I don't see why it wouldn't.
That would be a way to kind of swap your items, but yeah.
So, let me see here. I'm trying to decide where I want to go with it. Let's just really quickly about the Crazy 8. Are you glad they didn't change it up, or would you like to see something different for Deluxe? Like,
it would have been
give
cool.
us another item.
They could have added like the boo, like replaced items. So they could have added the boo and maybe taken out like the squid or the coins or something.
Maybe just make it variable. Like what I thought would have been cool is if it was different every time. So let's say you're in last place and you get it. Can Can you imagine getting like 8 stars?
That would be some massive RNG, though. Would people like that?
Well, RNG is the name of the game here.
Yeah,
Mario Kart, right?
RNG is part of Mario Kart, so I mean, I guess I wouldn't be opposed to it. That'd be kind of cool.
That would have been kind of neat. Just switching it, or like you were saying, maybe just have 2 sets of it. So like
it would be cool
one
until you got 8
you...
coins. Then it wouldn't really.
That'd be pretty funny. That'd be
but hey, each time you'd actually get 16 coins because every time you hit it, it doubles up.
Imagine 8. What was it called? The Crazy Horn, or what is it called?
Oh, the Super Horn.
Super Horn.
8 squids. That wouldn't be very. 8 mushrooms would be extremely useful.
That would be scary. 8 bombs circling you. Everybody would back up.
People would just blow you up by crashing into you. Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on. Really quickly here, I want to ask you about the whole double items. But you cannot switch them. Remember, I was thinking before you might be able to switch between the two.
Yeah.
And I've heard some people get angry about that. The more I've thought about it, I actually am 100% in agreement with how Nintendo did this. What are your thoughts? Do you think this works out a lot better, like strategically and making it fair?
Yeah, I think it does. It is kind of... I mean, they did have it in Double Dash where you could do it. And the console is called Switch.
Yeah.
So you would think maybe they would add that feature in, but... it is going to... you're going to have to think about it a little more how you use your items now. Instead of just keeping a good item, keep swapping it back and using... Just completely using all your offensive items and just destroying people while keeping your triple mushrooms or something. You're going to now, if you're locked in the front with your triple mushrooms, you're going to have to use them if you want to get to your offensive item or your star or whatever you have in the backup slot. And like I said, that adds a little bit more strategy and thought process while using your items. You're going to have to really think about it more than if you could just keep swapping and just getting the item you want.
It would be easy to drop
and getting rid of garbage items. Like if you have the coin in the back, you can just easily swap to the coin, get rid of it, get another shield, and have 2 shields. Yeah. But now it's like, well, if you want to get rid of that coin, you're going to have to use your shield or whatever you have in front. Use your coin and then get more items. So it is going to... I think it is a little bit more strategic this way.
It definitely keeps it more balanced. I didn't think about that before, but I mean, you could easily start off the race, maybe not boosting or something, and then grab something in 6th place, get triple reds, swap them to the back.
Yeah, you can just hold on to your good item, and the other way, if you have your triple reds, like you're saying, in your front slot, and triple mushrooms in your back, you can just say, I'm holding on to these shells, swap out to the mushrooms, do all my shortcuts, get into 2nd, destroy the guy in 1st. You're going to have to use your shells right there to get to your mushrooms. So I think this way is actually the better way. Yes,
and initially I was certain. I'm like, oh, they're going to have it where you can switch them. The second we saw double item blocks, I'm like, you're going to switch them. It's going to be like Double Dash.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. In hindsight, completely wrong on my part.
And I think
Nintendo did it
way,
right. You got to give them credit.
Would have worked, and it would have been fine, and either way would have worked well. But I think I am more of a fan of the way they're doing it. So it would have been okay still if they decided to do the swapping between them, but
even as opposed to like what they did in 64 and most Mario Kart games where, let's say you had a shell, a single green, so you drag it behind you, and then you can grab another item, but then you still have to use that shell. This is sort of the same, except you're not forced to take the shell out. You can actually hold on to it, which actually is going to help you, like if you get hit by like a bomb or a blue shell. I think you keep your items, right? Like blue shell, if you're not dragging it.
Yeah, you should keep it. I'm pretty sure.
So,
but
so definitely adding some strategy to it.
Are you okay with the fact that if you have if you grab a single item block and let's say you get a shell and you still have it in your you have the shell up there, it's a single shell, you run to another single item block and it just automatically goes to the back slot, or would you have preferred having to grab that double to get to the back slot?
I'm kind of torn on it. I don't mind it because, like I'm saying,
I'm thinking Double Dash how it worked. Either you had to swap out and switch it to get it to the back, to the back slot, or you had to grab the double to automatically get it to the back slot.
I would say if they did allow you to switch items in this game, I would say then I would have preferred to have to switch it to the back to grab a new one. Yeah. But because of the way it is, like I said, it's kind of like dragging a shell behind you, and then being able to grab another one. It's kind of like that, except you don't have to drag it. So I don't mind it. I don't mind it too much. Yeah, it would have been kind of an interesting strategy to have to grab the double.
Yeah, then you have to go out of your way to get it if you want the one in the back slot. So it's not too big of a deal for me. I just was kind of curious what you thought. So
well, like we've noticed, and this is something that I'm pretty sure is confirmed, that it looks to me like the double item blocks are just random. They're not always in the far left or something. It's just,
oh really?
I believe so. I think if you grab it, it's second one in. and then it's going to respawn as single, and then one of the other singles may respawn as double. The one thing I'm not sure about, though, is could you ever see like 2 or 3 double items or double item blocks in one row, or is it always going to be one per row? Also, what I'm curious about is, are there going to be any item blocks kind of off to the side that are hard to get to that are always double? So maybe there's like a reason to go, kind of a weird route to know you're getting 2 items.
Yeah.
Gonna have to wait to see how that goes. But we're gonna wrap this up here. Last question is gonna be, how do you feel about the balance, the item balance, not only in power, like you were mentioning the star, but just like where you're getting items. So remember, like one thing I complained about, and I think we both talked about this, you got a lot of mushrooms in 8. Like, you always are getting mushrooms to take shortcuts, and you're always getting, like, certain items in certain places.
And then when you didn't, it was really devastating.
It was weird,
like, if you need that mushroom for a shortcut and then you get a squid,
exactly,
you're kind of screwed at that
Or the
point.
green shell in last place and stuff. So how do you feel about the overall item balance, and do you think they're going to change it in Deluxe? Because, again, 8 was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, like I just said, if you really need, like, a mushroom or some kind of boost item or an item like a star or mushroom where you can take a shortcut, and you end up getting a squid or even like a blue shell. Like, it doesn't. Blue shells can be useful, but a lot of times
not in last place.
It's just screwing over the guy in first, and that doesn't really help you when you're in 11th place. So it was really unfortunate. But like I said, I think having 2 items is going to help that. You have a better chance of getting at least one good item. So if you really need that shortcut, you have if one of them is a squid, well, you have a good chance of at least getting one good item. Right. So I don't know. Even if they leave it the same as far as like, you still will get the crappy item in a low spot when you don't need it. Like I said, just even if they keep it the same, you'll have a better chance now of getting. So you've got 2 chances. Yeah, the 2 items really is going to be the wild card. We have to see how this plays out. I think it's positive. I think it's going to work well. But yeah, if item balance is still kind of off, like I could see them saying, well, you get a green shell and a banana in last place, or you get a squid or 2 squids in last place. Another thing too, like if you got a piranha plant, and then you have to quickly use it before you get up to the next item block. And if you didn't, then you just drove right through the item block. Well, how about, so now having the double slot, if you have an open spot and you have a piranha plant, then you will pick up another item. What about the bullet bill? That should give you one too? I actually think I've seen that. Okay. I'm pretty sure I have it. Yeah, because I forgot about that. That was always disappointing. I remember being in last place. That would hurt a lot. Yeah, I would be, or not. I shouldn't say last place. I actually was not in last place a whole lot, but lower in the pack, we'll say. And again, let me just point out too, at some point you're going to fall into last, even if you're really skilled. I mean, again, it's Mario Kart. It's very easy to get bombarded. Somebody's got to get in last place, right? Well, I mean, but at some point, if someone didn't. Well, at some point during the course of a race, you're going to get hit by a red shell, and then somebody's going to drop up a bomb, and then a second red shell. It happens, and then you're going to get a crappy item. And to act like it's never happened before is kind of funny to me. But moving on from that. But no, I was going to say, I remember getting bullet bills in whatever place. I actually got them up in 4th place, which again talks about the item balance. Kind of weird to get them up so high. I guess it was about distance from first, not necessarily place, but I don't know. Anyway, I would try to wait a second to use it, and then it would take me through another item space right at the end of a race, like maybe on... bullet bills weren't always the best item unless if a lightning came. Do you ever feel like they hurt you at times? Like, I know they were good, but losing an item spot, dropping you off in a bad spot, it's kind of weird. So, kind of funny how they would... If a lightning comes during it, you're immune to lightning when you're in the bullet bill, so then it's useful, but there are a lot of situations where it's not so useful. Wouldn't let you take a shortcut, would take like a longer route in the DK jungle stage. And kind of weird. I mean, I'm leaning towards them not fixing the item balance, just because, I mean, I've heard people who've played it say it doesn't seem to be changed. I would like them to look into it, but I'm going to wait and see how the double items overall play out. To see how that works. Before like I said, that could help it a lot, even if they leave it how it was. Having the ability to get 2 items and you have more of a chance to get a good item, then I think that could help it. I will say this, I'm confident that if it seems kind of bad the way the items are playing out, that Nintendo may look into tweaking it like in a future update. But I think for now, they're going to be like us, just wait and see how it plays out. And I mean, that's just Mario Kart. You know what I mean? It's random. It's RNG, the items anyway. So it's like, it happens. We all get that streak of bad luck.
Everybody's going to get that blue shell
items,
at the last second that you can't recover and you drop 4 places. That's Mario Kart. That's kind of
how it works.
That's kind of the beauty of Mario Kart. Looking at it any other way is kind of odd.
Yeah,
it is what it is. It's a party game. It's fun. It's frantic. It's insane.
Sometimes you get bad luck.
Skill
sometimes
doesn't.
You get good luck, right?
Yeah.
So
sometimes the worst person, the worst racer can win. Sometimes the best racer can drop. It's just about having fun.
Yep.
So that is actually going to wrap up our first week of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe discussion. As always, let us know what you thought about it. Answer the questions we asked. If you have questions for us, any other questions about the items, let us know. Just like I said, overall, share what you thought about the discussion with us in the comments below. As always, please, if you enjoyed the video, leave us a like. If you enjoy the content we create, all our other videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out. Also, keep an eye on AZBros.com. Great way to keep up to date with everything we do. We've got our Twitter feed there. We've got all the links and articles and all that kind of good stuff. Check it out. But yeah, that's going to do it for us. So we'll see you guys later.
See ya.